This week on Maker Update, a world in the palm of your hand, Modulinos for motors, a brass helicopter, and a wooden rocket. Hey, I'm Donald Bell, and this is Maker Update, our weekly showcase of new and notable DIY projects and tips from across the internet. I hope you're doing well. We've got a great show for you. Let's get started with the project of the week. This is Mur Mur. It was created in collaboration between the design studios OiO and Mattering, and essentially it's like a little digital world in a bottle that you can carry around with you, listen to, and peek inside of to see what's happening. If a Tamagotchi is a kind of virtual pet, then Mur Mur is like a virtual aquarium. If you're familiar with Conway's Game of Life, a concept that's been around since 1970, this seems to me like a super modern update with some AI sprinkled on top that I'll talk about in a minute. By peeking through the lens, you can see what look like little protozoa moving around, colliding, drifting. Give it a shake and the little creatures freak out a little and randomize their direction. But what really makes this experience feel alive is that you can hear them too. Each creature, each collision is connected to subtle changes in the sound you hear. So it's almost like a random ambient soundscape generator where you can see the algorithm at work. Now, because this is coming through two design studios, the level of polish here may lead you to believe that this is already some crowd-funded product, but really, this is still a prototype and the components inside are all things you're probably familiar with. There's a round OLED smartwatch screen along with an ESP32, a rotary encoder, an audio output jack, and two small speakers. The enclosure looks to be all 3D printed aside from the domed acrylic eyepiece. To bring the little worlds to life, the team created different simulations using the free open source 3JS JavaScript library. But to differentiate it from something purely algorithmic, they also have storylines as well as an interesting feed of AI-generated sound effects created on 11 Labs, which are based on AI-generated descriptions created by an LLM called Qwen 3.5. It's a lot. And I think a year ago, I probably wouldn't have understood half the things I just said. But I think that's part of what makes this project so interesting. It's a snapshot of what can be done now at the intersection of AI, generative art, product design, 3D printing, and hardware components that were shaped by IoT and wearable tech. You can learn more about Mur Mur using the link in the description. The team is actively looking for people to contribute to the project, including musicians. Now for some news, Arduino has announced some new additions to their Modulino line. These are plug-and-play modules that can be chained together using quick cables and compatible boards like the Arduino Uno Q, Uno R4 Wi-Fi, Nano, and others. The three new modules are an I2C hub, an I2C booster, and a 2-channel motor driver. The hub takes one line and breaks it out to 8 new channels. The booster is useful if you need to run an I2C connection up to 100 feet. But for me, the real star here is the motor board. For around $13, you can turn an Arduino into a 2-wheeled robot using DC motors, or you can use this to drive a single stepper motor. I'll leave a link where you can learn more down in the description. More projects. On his channel, WeVector offers a step-by-step look at how he created this motorized, illuminated, no-code brass helicopter lamp. There's a lot to enjoy about this project. First and foremost, he's made it super clear on how to replicate it. There's a PDF pattern guide you can print for cutting and shaping all the brass. There's a bill of materials with links to everything you need, which isn't much. I also think it's a great showcase for those LED Edison bulb style filaments or noodles, which he adds to the top in a clever way that maintains the integrity of the circuit. And finally, it introduced me to a new type of rechargeable battery format I wasn't aware of. It's a rechargeable form of the CR123A. They're a 3-volt lithium battery. You have to specifically look for the rechargeable form of these because most CR123A batteries out there are lithium-based, but non-rechargeable. With the right ones, you can recharge them with a generic 3.7-volt lithium battery charging circuit like you'd use on an 18650 or pouch-style battery. But what's cool about these and the way they're used in the project here is that if you carefully strip off the plastic film with a little flux, you can solder brass directly to the metal contacts for the cathode and anode. It's a super clean look, and it could be a great power supply for something you're working on. Another project that proudly flaunts a component I wasn't aware of is this rocket lamp by Wesley. This whole project is an absolute work of art, from the lathe-turned mahogany rocket to the meticulously polished aluminum fins. But the star of the show here are these antique incandescent flicker flames. Super fun just on their own, but clustered together like this to form a rocket flame, just outstanding. Now for some tips and tools. On Adafruit, Erin St. Blaine offers an overview of what's new and notable about version 16 of WLED, software that is now the backbone of so many DIY projects. It's definitely a cornerstone to all of the LED projects Erin has made over the past few years, so for me, I'm excited to see what she's excited about in this new release. She has a video going over a few of the highlights like layer blending and GIF playback, but if you really want to nerd out about the new features, check out her full guide on Adafruit. On the Slant 3D channel, there's an in-depth look at different strategies for modeling vertical holes in your 3D printed designs. Now, why would you want to get particular about this? Well, it depends on the design. Is this a hole for a bolt that needs to pass through cleanly, or is it a hole for a screw where you want some material for the threads to bite in? Or maybe you need to press fit a bearing and you need an opening that deforms a little under pressure. All of these attributes can be designed in CAD and often with just a few minimal tweaks. This video offers 13 techniques, and I'm willing to bet that there's going to be one or two that surprise you. For this week's DigiKey Spotlight, I just want to remind you and point you to DigiKey's full playlist of electronics with Becky Stern. We like to keep you up to date as new episodes come out, but some of you might not be aware that Becky's published over 30 incredible episodes over the past 3 years. More importantly, some of the most fundamental videos are some of the earliest. How to solder, using Arduino libraries, going from breadboard to perfboard. There's some super useful content worth catching up on if you're new here. I'll leave a link to the full playlist down in the description. And that does it for this week's show. Be sure to subscribe, leave a thumbs up, or leave a comment. A big thanks to DigiKey for making this show possible, and thank you for watching. I'll see you soon.